Are we going? I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm just gonna say hi. If you jump on, say hi. Let me know if you're watching the replay. I'm so excited to come and talk to you guys today. Hopefully we've got a few people joining us. Just quickly give this a share into my group so the people in there can catch us too. Hi. So nice to see you guys all jumping on. Okay. Today is a big one. And we're going to talk about why people aren't choosing you. Okay. This is something which I definitely struggled with before. And what I mean by that is I've struggled before with the idea that people no one was choosing me, and that I really wanted, hey Samantha, hey Shelby, so nice to see you guys watching. Say hi if you guys jump on so I can know. It doesn't always tell me who's on. Hey Dons. So it's really, really common for a lot of us to feel like we're not being chosen. And this is something that's really close to my heart because I feel like I felt like that for ages, okay? I felt like no one was choosing me. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like, when was I going to get what I wanted? When were people going to value me, right? I felt like people would reject me in the past, like in dating. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I was just waiting to be chosen, okay? Hey, gorgeous Daniel. Hey, Amy. So nice to see you guys are watching. I spent so much time in the past feeling like I wasn't being chosen. And I invite you, if you're feeling like that right now, if you're feeling like that in your love life, if you're feeling like that in your business, if you're feeling like that with your friends, put a comment, put an emoji below, let me know, okay? Because it's totally normal. It's so normal to feel like we're not being chosen, okay? And I feel like often it's something we can feel a lot of shame around, and we can kind of be like, oh, I feel like rejected, and it's like, but really, like, rejection is so common. Like, feeling rejected, it's really common. We are built to not want to be rejected, okay? In the past, when we lived in our tribes and all that shit back then, if we got rejected, if people didn't like us, if people weren't wanting to be around us, if we got into conflict and we got like pushed aside and out of the tribe, we could die. It was life or death. And therefore, often, hi. Awesome. Often we feel like it's bad if we're feeling rejected. Often we feel something's wrong with us and we feel like, oh my God, but I just first want to say that you're human and you're normal and we all go through it and you're okay, okay? It's okay. How you feel is okay, okay? And so I decided I was going to talk about this last night. So first, I gave you guys notice that I was talking. And I'm proud of myself because I never do that. But I had so many thoughts on my heart last night. And so I'm just going to share a lot of them. I'm actually taking some notes for the training today because we're going to go in deep. And we're going to go in deep in a couple of different areas. And so what I first want you to realize is that people aren't choosing you. The reason people aren't choosing you is because you're not choosing you. And what I mean by that, I'm going to dive deep into what I really mean by that. But to start with, what I mean by that is that you don't choose yourself when you are waiting for something outside of you to happen or to be different or to validate you or to approve of you before you're you, okay? And the thing is, or you're kind of being you whilst telling yourself the story that who you are isn't good enough. You're kind of being like, I don't care, I'm me, but people aren't going to like me. You're choosing that people aren't going to like you. Because the thing is, we're raised in this world to be conditioned that rejection is the worst thing in the planet. And so we're constantly looking like, Who's going to reject me? Where am I going wrong? Right? We look to other people to get validation that who we are is enough. And this is the thing. The main problem with this is, we're wired to not want rejection, right? We're wired to not want rejection. And a lot of us, though, have been wired really early on in our lives that we're not good enough, right? So many people live with this idea that we're not good enough, okay? That we're not good enough, we're not measuring up. But this can often be reinforced really early on in our life. You know, like if one of your partners leaves, right? I mean, one of your partners, one of your parents leave, right? If one of your parents leave, or one of your parents like hurt you, or one of your parents don't want to talk to you, or one of your parents treated you poorly, right? Very early on in your life, you go through something which is really traumatic, which is telling you that people don't love you, that people aren't going to be there, that love's not always there, that something is wrong with you. When we're young and we go through those experiences of people hurting us and people leaving and people treating us poorly, we can often think to ourselves, holy shit, what is wrong with me? Why aren't they there? And I feel like one of the main issues, one of the main problems I experience over and over again with women in their love lives is they've had issues with their father. They've had issues because their father hasn't been there, or they haven't had a relationship with their father, or their father's passed away or something. And suddenly they have this really big doubt that love's available. They have this doubt that men's going to be there for them. And when we don't believe that we're loved or we're worthy or we're good enough, and we're looking externally for that, and we're looking to other people to see how much they're going to validate us, this is what reinforces over and over again that people aren't choosing us. Because when we don't feel like we're good enough until something else happens, we get evidence of that. We get evidence of that. So nice to see you guys all jumping on. Please say hi. Please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, or let me know if you're watching the replay. Okay, so there's a few ways this kind of shows up, okay? Firstly, what this looks like in relationships. If you're not choosing you, you're trying to filter yourself, you're trying to change yourself for your partner's approval, or for the person you're seeing's approval. You're thinking, trust me, I've been there, I was like an expert at this. You're thinking, what does that person want me to be? What kind of person would that person love? How do I need to act to get that person to stick around, right? Because on one level, you're trying to win that person over, okay? And this can often come from, if you've been through stuff in the past with that father leaving, with your parent leaving, and you believed when they left, oh my God, I mucked up, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy. When we go through those experiences early on in life, we can then bring these experiences to our romantic relationships later on in life. Because a part of you thinks, if I can get that person to stick around who's wanting to leave, who's kind of unavailable, if I can get him to love me, if I can convince him that I'm good enough, then I'll just know I'm worth it. I'll know I'm worthy of love. Okay? Because we, on one level, if someone's left and we believe that love's not available, love's not there for us, love's just not, it's not going to stick around. When we have that experience where someone else is maybe pulling away and trying not to be there, we're like, no, stay. Please stay, please stay. If I convince this person, then it means that my dad was wrong, or it means that I am worthy of love. It means I'm good enough. Hey Laura, hey Jill, hey Yvonne. So nice to see you guys all watching. Cool. And so this is one of the ways it shows up in relationships, right? So if you've had like that absent parent, or you just don't believe love's available, or you've even had a partner that's hurt you in the past, you've had an ex that's hurt you, you've been cheated on, a lot of these situations reinforce that and make us want to behave like that. 100% Shelby, like a parent leave, 100%. And so how this can show up in your relationships, if you've had that parent leave, is you might think to yourself, well, firstly, you might believe, well, love's not going to stick around, or I need to behave really, really well, and then they'll stay, or I need to be the perfect person and then I'll stay. It can manifest in many different forms, okay? But often we have those beliefs that we hold on to, and it really screws up our dating life, and it makes our relationship so hard, and I'm going to go into that, cool? So the problem is, if you're not feeling worthy though, if you're not feeling worthy, if you're not feeling good enough, you're not going to feel worthy winning someone over. Okay, I promise you won't. If suddenly you're like, oh my God, I'm not worthy, please be with me, and you get that person and they start to be with you, you're going to, over and over again, try and be what that person wants because you don't feel like you're good enough. And when we're in that energy of I'm not good enough and I'm not good enough person, I don't really love myself, we do not keep people around for very long. It's just how it is. It's just how it is, right? If you magnetize someone into your experience who you feel so loved and so worthy only because you've got their attention, right? And you suddenly start dating and maybe you've got all of their attention for a few weeks and everything's great. And then over time, you both have life and that person's like working and busy and stuff. If all your own worthiness is reliant on them liking you and them loving you and them giving you all their attention, it's not stable, it's not consistent. And the second they do that, the second they go out with their friends, the second they're busy with work, you break down because you're like, I don't deserve love, I'm not good enough, because where you're getting your worthiness from, where you're getting your value from isn't consistent. And this is where, and I honestly believe, we go through all the toxic relationships we need to. We go through all the kind of not too healthy relationship dynamics we need to until we recognize that trying to get someone else to choose us or trying to be what someone wants us to be rather than choosing ourselves and loving ourselves. What am I saying? We go through all that stuff until we learn that we can't get what we want that way. Okay? So, it also happens in business too, okay? So this whole people aren't choosing you, you can feel like that in your love life, you can feel like that in your friendships, you can feel like that in your business, you can feel like that in your parents, you can feel like this in many different areas. But today we're really going to focus on in your love life and in your business, okay? But, so you can feel like this in business too. You can believe that your skills aren't valuable, that you're not good at what you do until other people really like your work, or you're not good at what you do until you have clients, or you're not good at what you do, or you don't feel as though you're successful until people are paying you, okay? And so the thing is, I need you to recognize that you can't make sales, you're not going to get clients if you don't believe that your skills, that your talents, that what you have to offer is valuable. If you say right now, I don't believe it. I don't believe I'm good enough. I don't believe I'm talented. I don't believe I'm successful until someone buys from me. If that's the kind of attitude you're in right now, it is impossible for you to make sales. Why? Because if you feel like you aren't worthy, if you feel like you aren't good enough to do what you do, that is energetically not in alignment with you having sales. If you say, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't do this, that person who fully believes that through their system is not going to attract clients, because having clients comes from the energy of I can do this and I can serve this person, right? And so I need you to recognize this. You're too kind. You are too kind a person that you will not let somebody buy from you. You will not let someone buy a product from you that you don't believe is good. Okay? Hear me out. If people are not buying from you, if you feel like no one's choosing, the reason is actually because of your heart. Because you are thinking to yourself, please people don't buy this because I don't believe in this product. I don't believe this product is any good. I don't believe in my own value. I don't believe in my own worth, so do not buy from me, okay? You will not let people buy from you if you don't believe in your product, right? So, if you're right now selling something, if you're selling a product that right now no one's paying for, right now you're getting crickets, right now nothing is coming out, right now you've got a coaching business, you're selling something, and right now no one is coming in your doors or nobody is knocking at you, no one is wanting to buy from you, I encourage you to ask yourself, hand to your heart, do I believe in this product? Do I believe in this product? Do I believe that people will buy this? Do I believe that in my product? Do I believe that people are going to buy my product? Why do I think people need this? I'm going to write these. I'm just going to paste these questions into the comments for you guys so you've got them. Do I believe in this? Do I believe that people? Hey Monique. Hey Rita. Hey Sophie. And why do I think people need this? Because this is the thing, and this is one of the spaces so many people get tripped up. If those answers firstly aren't yes, like how, yeah, this product's amazing, yes, people are going to buy this, I think people need this, yes, if they aren't yes, you will not make sales. You will not have people buy from you because a part of you does not want them to. Right? Like, imagine this, like right now, if I was trying to sell this bloody plastic water bottle of Ben's, if I was trying to sell this for $1,000 on the street, there's no way in hell I could sell it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I don't think people are going to buy it. I don't think people need it. Do you know how hard that's going to sell? But this is what people do. We think is, I've made this product. Hopefully people buy it. If people buy it from me, then I'll be worthy, then I'll be worthy, then I'll be worthy. When you don't like it, if you don't like it, if you don't believe in what you're selling with every ounce of your being, it's going to be very hard to sell something. If you believe in it, people believe in it. We're going to get there, okay? And so, firstly, your answer to these questions needs to be yes. Yes, yes, yes. Your heart is too big. You care too much to sell what you don't believe in, okay? Now, a thing I want to point out. Let me be very clear. You might right now have taken this pause and looked at the questions and thought, I believe in my product. I believe people are going to buy it. I think people need it. Yep, 100% Emma. I'm still not making sales. Okay? And this happens. So people think, yeah, I believe in this. I feel good. Why aren't people buying this? This is why. It is because if you break down your day of 24 hours, the amounts that you believe in your product, the amounts that you're focused on the fact that people are going to buy it, the amount that you think people need it, is this much. The other time of the day, you're sitting there going, where the fuck are my clients? Why aren't people buying from me? Why isn't this working? Holy shit, what am I doing wrong? I'm not good enough. This energy of, I'm not good enough, where are my clients? My work sucks. Oh my God, please validate me. Please like me because then my work sucks. This energy is very, very, very contradicting to the 2 minutes in a day that you believe in your product. Okay? So if you believe in your product, you feel good about it, and you think people need it, that's all good and well. But if all the dominant energy that you spend on your business is trying really, really hard to convince people to buy your product because you don't believe people are going to buy your product, or you're like, oh my God, I'm not good enough and I need people to buy this because then I'm going to be good enough, that energy is very, very, very contrasting to the energy of people fucking need this and they need this and I'm going to sell it to them because this is of highest service and I believe in this. That's very, very different. So you might very well actually say, yes, I believe in all those things, right? But you've got all this energy that you're putting out all the time that's contradicting what you truly desire. That you need to sit down with those parts of you and say, shut the shit up. I know I believe in this. I know people need this. I need to go and share it with them. You need to stop, because often we look at our businesses with our heads and we say, oh my God, like this isn't happening. Why aren't people buying from me? Oh no, this is really scary. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. Fear, fear, ego, ego, ego. Hey Gemma. 100%. Hey Rochelle, right? Like it's all like head, fear, 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 fear. This is when business doesn't work. Because you're approaching your business from the perspective that people don't want it, or you need to convince them, or this isn't working, okay? However, when you drop back into your heart and you're connected to your heart of like, holy heck, people need what I've got to offer. People want this stuff. People are actually going to be changed forever because of what I've got to offer. This work is magic. This work is incredible. This work is powerful. This work is amazing. When you're connected to your heart and you're working, you're living, you're helping people from that space, oh my goodness, watch how powerful your business is. Watch how much things change. But when you're in your head and you're disconnected from the truth of what you're actually trying to do, it's so hard to bloody sell anything, okay? So, that's business. We're going to go back to business soon. But, if things in love aren't working, if you're chasing men and nothing's coming up and you feel let down and disappointed and like, when is my man going to turn up? When is this person who I've wanted for years going to turn up? Why don't men choosing me? Why aren't men choosing me? I invite you to ask yourself, do I believe, I'm going to paste these in here too. Do I believe that I can be loved being fully me? Do I believe What if you're selling someone else's product and you really believe in it, but you're still co-creating if you're selling someone else, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. Like if you fully believe in what you're selling, even if it's someone else, it's the same principles apply, definitely. Like you need to fully be behind it, otherwise it's going to be so bloody hard to sell. Because you don't want to cheat people. Like you don't want to be inauthentic, right? So with love, do I believe that I can be loved being fully me? What am I looking for outside of me? Okay. And the reason I really get you to ask these questions is because if you believe that people aren't choosing you, if you're like, if it's making you feel stressed and it's making you feel anxiety and it's making you wonder, why aren't people choosing me? When you ask yourself, what am I looking for outside of me? Like, what do I want from those people? Maybe it's, I really want them to tell me I'm pretty. I really want their validation. I really want them to like me. These anxieties that arise, that come up when we really look at these questions, are the things that we're really worried about. Like, we're like, I need that. Are the things that we want other people to say yes to, like yes you're attractive, or yes you're valuable, yes you're a good person. The things we're wanting other people to choose us for, that we're stressed that they won't, we need to choose within ourselves, right? So right now, if I was like to myself, well, I really want love because I want someone to show me that I'm worthy. I want a guy to choose me because then I'm worthy. I want a guy to choose me so that I'm attractive. I want a guy to choose me so that I'm good enough. What this is saying is that the reason men aren't choosing me is because I'm in this energy of like, I'm not good enough until he chooses me. I'm not worthy until he likes me. From that, if I'm the person who's not worthy and not good enough, and I believe that and I choose that, and I believe I need to be worthy and good enough to have love, do you see how there's an energetic difference here? If I believe I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy until I have love, and I don't have love, I'm not just suddenly going to get love. If I believe right now that I'm worthy and I'm amazing even though I don't have love, if I'm like, I'm worthy and I'm amazing and I'm beautiful and I'm incredible, that energy is a match to the love that I want. If you believe that having something will make you worthy or make you happy or make you good enough, and you push those emotions back and say, no, I can't feel those until I have it, you're energetically not in line with what you want. And this is why, if you're sitting there saying, well, I'm not worthy until he likes me, I'm like, well, he's never going to like you because you feel like you need to be worthy for him to like you, and it's like it doesn't energetically make sense. So if something's not coming in, it's because you're not choosing yourself. It's because you within yourself are not choosing yourself. You're waiting for someone else. Choose me and then I'm worthy. Interesting. I'm putting my worthiness on the line here. Choose me and then I'm good enough. Interesting. I don't feel good enough until that. I need to feel good enough to attract that. The version of you who has what you want already knows she's worthy, already knows that she's good enough. I always feel like people don't believe me. Or I'm in a relationship and I hang out with a guy friend, I feel like I have to say to the person I'm in a relationship with that nothing happened. Like, I think they cheated. So people don't believe you. And so therefore, do you believe you? Do you feel 100% confident in what you're doing? And do you feel 100% confident sharing? Because this is the thing. One of the ways we don't choose ourselves is when we care more about how the other people perceive us than how we perceive us. As in, if we're like, I'm just going to act like this because I really hope he likes me and shit, like, I'm really worried he's going to think I'm doing this. When you're like, I'm doing this because I'm just going to spend time with this person because this is my friend and I don't really care, and I'm fully behind what I do and I don't need your approval to do it, no one will ask you what you do. No one will ask, like, oh my God, you're cheating on me. When you're backing yourself, when you're believing in yourself and you're believing that it's okay to do what you're doing, right? The thing is, when you're in a space of, I believe myself, I trust myself, I'm in integrity, I'm honest with myself, and I'm going to be myself, no matter what, you'll very rarely get people who argue with you. But the thing is, when we expect something, we get it, even if we don't know where it comes from. Like, if I expect that every person I'm with thinks I'm cheating on them, I'll get it, even if people have no reason to. We attract what we think we're gonna, we attract what we expect to attract from other people. Okay, cool? So, does this all make sense? Are you guys getting this, okay? If you're wanting someone to choose you, and nobody's choosing you, it's because you've given them the power over your value, over your worth, over something. You're saying, oh my God, please, when you choose me, then I'll have value. And this is the thing, I want to talk about the sales and marketing industry. I have an interesting relationship with the sales and marketing industry. Can't even talk properly. Okay. But the sales and marketing industry is often talking about, well, this is how to get people to buy from you, right? This is what to say, this is what to do. Love it, Gemma, I absolutely love that, right? Well, like, this industry is about, like, how do I get people to buy from me? What do I need to say to pull people in and touch on their fears and get them to buy from me, right? So there's a whole industry and business around trying to convince people to buy from you. And there's this whole industry, relationships, about how to teach women to get men and how to teach men to get women. Okay? And the reason these work, now, the reason sales and marketing works in some ways, the reason some of these processes work in some way, is because if you're doing some work around sales and marketing and your belief in your product and your clarity around your product and who needs it and how it's going to help them increases, you will see more sales because you believe in yourself more, you're behind your product more, your energy behind your product is greater, okay? So if that's how your energy is and it increases during sales and marketing, the reason you're getting more sales is because of your belief in your product and your feeling around it has increased, okay? On the other hand, when it comes to relationships, if you're doing all these great manipulate men, be the right woman to do this and do this and do this, and you're seeing a different result in the reactions and the people who are coming in, the reason this is changing is because your belief in yourself and your value in yourself and how much you perceive to be worth has changed by doing these things. Does that make sense? Okay? And so it's not about the action itself. It's not about, oh my God, I got all these men because I leant back and never talked to men. It's probably because before you didn't feel like you were good enough and you were doing these actions. You're like, I don't feel like I'm good enough, so let me go and pursue all these people. And when you actually said, hold up, I am enough and I'm worthy and I'm amazing, and you started to live life from that space of choosing yourself and owning your value, that's when romantic partners came in. Same thing with business. If you're going and you're trying so hard to get clients and putting yourself out there from the energy of not believing in what you do, if you stop and you're really, really grounded in what you do, you might realize you do hardly any work, far less work than what you were doing, you're getting a lot more sales. It's not because of the action you're taking, it's because of the energy behind the action you're taking. It's because of how you really feel about it, okay? Because the thing is, you can do all the fucking fancy sales and marketing and sales page and ads and, oh my God, I'm going to use all the salesy language and not make any sales. I've seen many people come to me in that state. They've done all the courses, all the fancy shit, put it all out there. Oh my God, and they're like, why won't people buy my product? Because the energy behind that stuff so often is like, how can I manipulate people to like this? And that's not what, like, you're not a bad person. You're just thinking, well, how can I, it's kind of like the energy of like, the energy is, I've got this product that I am not selling. Oh no, I'm not selling my product. What do I need to say to get people to buy my product? Like, how can I get them to buy it? Or if I go into their fears and say these funny things that make them feel scared, then they'll buy it. Oh, that might work. And then you're like, why doesn't it work? And it's because the assumption behind everything you're doing is that people don't actually want to buy from you. People do not want your service or product. So let me go and convince them, or let me go and do something to try and convince them. Anything you're doing, hear this, anything you are doing to try and convince somebody to buy from you or to date you is pushing away your sales and pushing away your potential suitors. Anything you're doing that you're doing from the energy of, oh my God, I'm going to go and try and do this and hopefully this will work. Hopefully this is a missing piece. It's like in love, it's kind of like, oh my God, I'm not attracting a man. It must be because I'm not wearing the right clothes. I'm going to go on a shopping spree and try and get a man to choose me. Right? The reason, you're not changing the energy behind it. You're going from fear. You're going, I'm not good enough. Let me put another mask on to try and be good enough, rather than to deal with the actual core of what's going on here. Right? How you feel about you is more important than anything. How you feel about yourself and your worth and your ability to have love. If you do not believe that you can ever have love, if you do not believe love's available to you, if you believe no one's ever going to be interested in you, you can do every freaking feminine energy bullshit technique under the sun. Oh, I'm going to lean back and I'm only going to say these words and I'm not going to do this and and get very, very, like, no results. Very limited results. Because it's not real. Because really, what you're saying is, please, I'm going to act this way. Please choose me. Please choose me. Why don't people choose me? Right? This is the thing I really want you guys to hear. You can't manipulate people to choose you. Right? The people who constantly get people attracted to them, asking them out on dates, blah, 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 it's not what they're doing. It's not that, oh, they employ that great feminine energy tactic and running. It's not what they're doing. The people who are effortlessly attractive, who you're instantly drawn towards, right? The reason that you feel that way is because they don't need you to be attracted to them because they already like themselves. They've chosen themselves. They're like, I like myself and I'm showing up in the world this way because this is who I am. All these people around them choose them. It's like, for example, so many women are like, oh my God, I'm so drawn towards this guy. Like, he's just so confident. I don't know what is about him. It's because he likes himself. And he's like, I really like myself and I value myself and I choose me. And so women are like, oh my God, I want to be around you. Because it's attractive. It's attractive. When people will like you as much as you like you. So if people aren't choosing you, if people aren't liking you, it's because you're thinking to yourself, I don't have value, I don't have worth until they like me. I need their approval to like my stuff. I need their approval to like who I am. I need their approval to feel good about me. And we can't get what we want in that space. We cannot get what we want in that space. How we feel about ourselves is what's reflected back in love. Right? It's like, for example, just like a blatantly obvious example from my life, is like when I was in that space of like, what do I need to do to get people to value me? Like, how do I get the man? Like, how do I convince them? No matter what I did, people would be like, they'd be like, oh yeah, you're cool. Like, I'll go out with you. And sure, I think you're hot and I'll spend a bit of time with you. No one wanted to commit to me. No one wanted to be with me because I thought I was a cool person. And sure, people want to spend time with me. But I didn't feel like people would love me. I didn't love myself. I didn't commit to myself. I wanted them to commit to me so I could like myself. And so I had all these situationships for years, like these 2-month relationships, like these 2-month, let's date each other for 2 months. And it always broke down. And I would attract the people who were never all in for me. They were never all in for me. And the reason they weren't all in for me is because I wasn't all in for me. I was like, how much me can I be before you reject me? Oh, wait, you're rejecting me. Oh, I'm just going to filter that part of me. I'm going to reject me and not choose me. And so I would attract men who wouldn't choose me because I wasn't choosing me. I was a match to people who didn't choose me. 100% of the time. If people aren't choosing you, we are a match to people who aren't choosing us because we're not choosing us. Okay? And then, however, this all changed. About 4 years ago, I went from being this girl who's like, what do I need to do to get the guy? To being like, fuck that shit. I am done. I was like, I'm not changing myself for anyone. I was like, I'm going to be myself. Be fully me. If this person I'm seeing doesn't like it, I don't give two shits. He can go and fuck off. Because I'm going to choose me over someone else. I'm going to choose me first. I'm going to value me first. I'm going to love myself first. If I am me, and someone says something that's really like, oh my god, you're just not good enough, or you're an idiot, or Frank, that was just like, I'm just not having time for that. I'm not holding space for that shit. No, thank you. That's not what I'm holding space for. And when I went through that shift 4 years ago of like, fuck this, I'm choosing me no matter what. Every man I went on after that, every man I went out on dates with, whenever I went out on dates with people, men were like, when can I see you again? I want to be with you. Everybody chose me because I was choosing me. It wasn't because I figured it out. It wasn't because I was fancy as shit. It wasn't because I went through a makeover. No, none of this bullshit external. You cannot hide behind external factors. You can't be like, I'm going to change and manipulate men. I promise you, you can do that for like 2 weeks or a month. You can do that for 2 months. You can manipulate people for 2 months. Well done, go ahead. You are never going to meet the person that you truly want to be with for the rest of your life by manipulating them. You're not going to be with them by acting like someone you're not. You're not going to be with them by hiding. You're not going to be with by forcing them to. You're not going to get there. It's bullshit. You can try. It's fear. It's never going to work, okay? But when I switched and was like, actually, I choose me. I'm me. All the men wanted me. All the men I went on dates with wanted to be with me. And that's not being up myself. It's how it happened. Because energetically, I went from the energy of, please choose me, please validate me, to being, I choose me. The other one, the please choose me energy, was I'm not choosing me, so I need you to. I don't love me, so I need you to. I don't value me, so I need you to. Frankly, they would only value me as much as I was valuing me. Oh, hey Lindsay, hey Liz, hey Nadine, hey Donna, so nice to see you guys. We were staying for 2 years and desperately wanted someone, and I said to her, stop looking, focus yourself. Exactly. The thing is, we don't need to stop looking for love fully to have it, but often it happens that way. Often love flows that way when we stop looking. And the reason it flows then is because you stop feeling like you're missing something, or you stop feeling like you're not good enough, or you stop feeling like you're not worthy, and love can flow to you. When you choose you, no matter freaking what, the right person will come in. And so when I fully chose me, very quickly after that, I met an amazing man, and we were together for like 2 months. Now, in this relationship, he made a comment, probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks before we actually ended, and he made a comment about something to do with me, because I had talked to him about Reiki or something, and he said to me, he's like, that's so weird, I just can't believe you're into that. And the moment he said that comment, in my gut, it was like, yeah, nah, this isn't my person. This isn't my person. Why? Because I choose myself. And I'm not filtering on myself. I'm not fucking falling back into this pattern of trying to filter and be what people... Absolutely fuck no. I'm like, frankly, if someone doesn't love me, accept me, and adore me, from the word go, and like all that I am, without being like, some men go, oh yeah, I'll like you if you lose 20 kgs, or I like you if, like, fuck. No. When he made that comment, I was like, thanks, universe, you're really showing me this isn't the person for me, And very quickly after that, I ended that and kissed Ben within hours, right? Because when you choose you, no matter what, the universe steps the fuck up and supports you. When you choose yourself, when you love yourself, when you honor yourself, when you value yourself, you will see that reflected in your love life. You will see that reflected in your business, right? But if you're waiting for someone to value you and love you before you value yourself, you will go through heartbreak after heartbreak, failed after failed relationship, until you go, screw this, I'm done. I'm not going to filter myself. I honestly believe men go through all the relationships they need to do until they go, screw this, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to filter myself. They say I'm not going to waste my time. In other words, I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not. Great, we don't need to do that from the word go. Okay? Because the thing is, frankly, think about it this way. Woman, I've said this many times before and I'm dropping in it again. If you're a woman right now, and you're wanting to manifest a man, and you're wanting to have his babies, okay? Frankly, when you've just pushed his child out of your vagina, you've just given birth, you're looking an absolute mess, you've just given birth. You want your man to be there, like heck you, baby, you're beautiful, I got you, I got your back. You're amazing, you're a warrior. You want your man to be loving you and supporting you and accepting you and adoring you when you have just gone through a shit ton of pain and a shit ton of hardship. You want your man to be like, heck yeah, girl, you're amazing, I love you, you're beautiful. And frankly, if when you're just starting to date someone, if someone else can't accept you when things are easy and things are light and things are fluffy and there's no blood and babies and shit and pressure and stress, if a man has problems with you then and is trying to change you then and is trying to find fault with you then, do you really think he's going to be the guy who's supporting you and loving you when you've just given birth? This is something that I really thought about this in 2016. And I was like, I know my person is going to accept me and love me and adore me and be there for me and be kind to me and be loving and be supportive when I just push a bloody baby out of my vagina. And so why the fuck am I holding space or filtering myself now? Why am I filtering myself trying to hook someone and get someone to date me right now? Why am I trying to attract a man or feel like, why would I even want a man who I need to convince if I plan to have the man being there when I've just gone through freaking childbirth and loving and supporting me? It doesn't make sense. If he won't naturally want to date me and support me and love me now, is he really going to be there when times are tough? No. Commit to yourself. Commit to your vision. Commit to how you want your life to go and bloody choose yourself. Choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself. Okay? And so, tangent. So how you feel about yourself is going to be reflected in love. How you feel about yourself, as much as you choose yourself, is going to be reflected in the people around you. Next, how you feel about your business and what you offer is so important. If you're sitting back and you're thinking, I'm not going to value myself, or I'm not going to feel successful, or I'm not going to feel like I'm good at what I do until people buy my product, people are never going to buy your product. The universe is never going to prove something to you. The universe isn't going to be like, you don't believe in your product, okay, I'm going to support you, here you go, have some clients, you believe in it. No. Energetically, people feel how you feel about your product. So if I'm fucking in love with my product, people will come like this. If I'm like, this is a useless product, let's put it out there, no one will buy it. Everything's energy, your aura, your feelings around your product are your advertisement. The energy of the artist that I'm representing doesn't matter. Definitely how you feel about it, how you feel about what you're doing, how much you believe in what you're doing impacts your results, Laura. Definitely, even if you're working for him. But his energy of how he feels about himself definitely impacts himself too, right? But you manifest for you. You create your reality. Cool? Yeah, you manifest what you do, and you need to choose you and value what you do and value his work, and you'll be able to sell it really easily, if that makes sense. Cool? And so, how you feel about your work is your work. No one's coming to prove anything to you. People are going to reflect you, always. And so if you're sitting there and saying, people are choosing me, people never buy my product, no sales ever come, no, if you're saying that and you're feeling anxious, you're like, oh, why don't people buy it? Why do you need people to buy it? Is a question to ask yourself. Why do you need people to buy your product? What would it mean about you if people bought it? If people bought your product, what would it give you? Would it make you worthy? Would it make you valuable? Would it make you successful? Because that thing, just asking yourself that question, shows you what you've got on the line. You believe that if that product was bought, it would be worthy. So the universe is showing you, you need to discover your own worth. You need to connect with your own worth. You need to believe in your own worth. Because the universe will never prove something for you. If clients aren't choosing you, if clients aren't valuing you, if clients always come to you and go, that's too expensive, Why do you want to buy that? It means that your energy around your product is weak. Right? It means that you have been spending too much time going, why aren't people there? Rather than saying, holy shit, what my product is amazing. I believe in it. I love this product. I know people need it. When you are so clear on your product, you're in love with your product, you're in love with what you're going to do towards people, sales, 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 sales. You cannot manipulate energy. Well, you can move it easy. Sorry, you can't fake energy is what I'm saying. You can't fake energy. You can't fake it. If you have no belief in your product, if you believe your product is the most useful thing in the world and you don't believe anyone's going to buy it, no one will buy it. If you're obsessed with it, if you love it, if you value it, and you think it's so freaking amazing, everyone will buy it. It's an energy game. So if people are not choosing you, if people aren't choosing you, it's because you're not choosing you. When you move away from you, when you filter and pretend and act and shift and even try and manipulate people, like, oh, I'm just going to say this because hopefully they'll buy. If you try and if you move away from who you are and you move into fear and you act from a space of, I don't believe my stuff is good and I don't believe I'm important and I'm going to try and convince people. If you believe, like for example, dating, if you're like, I'm going to put up this really hot pitch on Tinder and I know guys are going to like it. Okay, and you believe that, and you get in all these men who really like your hot picture, but you don't actually believe that you're good enough and worthy to have a relationship and keep men around, you'll attract people with a hot picture, and then no one will stay around. You won't go on any dates, you won't find a relationship. Because you only believe your value is in that picture, you don't actually believe the value of who you are. If you believe that you're bloody good at writing copy and you write amazing posts and you do content that speaks to your people, but you don't believe that your products are good, you don't believe that people are going to really get results out of your programs, you don't believe you're going to help people, people will love your content, they'll love your free stuff, but no one's going to convert, no one's going to want to work with you because you don't actually believe in the value of what you're offering. Nobody is coming here to prove anything to you. If you do not love yourself, if you do not think you have value, and you're waiting and going, come on, why won't someone choose me? The question is, why aren't I choosing me? Which part of me doesn't feel like I'm worthy yet? Which part of me doesn't feel like I'm valuable yet? Because when you decide you're valuable, when you decide you're worthy, when you decide that you're good enough, the world will reflect that. Over and over and over again, we always get what we expect. And so if people aren't choosing you, come back to yourself. How can I choose myself even more? How do I really feel about myself? It's so important. I just can't emphasize how important it is. The more we run away from ourselves and go, no, I don't need to look at myself, I just need to get him, is the more we go through these relationships that don't serve. The more we go, I don't need to look at my program and see how I really feel about it. I'm just going to go and convince other people to like it. The more we get crickets, the more no one's interested. You can't fake energy. Which is kind of good in it. It's authentic, right? Definitely, Laura. Of course we can be scared of being successful. 100%. But the thing is, when you're in that energy of, oh my God, I'm so terrified about being successful, you're not choosing yourself. You're not choosing to have success. Yeah. Definitely. I hope this made sense, guys. Does anyone have any questions before I finish up? Anyone have any questions? You can't need someone else to choose you. When you choose yourself, when you choose to love yourself, when you choose to value yourself, when you choose to feel worthy, regardless of what's happening around you, your world will change before your eyes. The people that show up, the love that you get will blow you away. Now, I just think back to the kind of interactions I had with men like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I compare that to Ben, and I'm just like, how the fuck? Like, how? Like, how? How is that possible? But it's just a reflection of me. I didn't choose myself back then. I didn't value myself. I looked to them to value me. I wanted them to like me. And it's even the same in my business. When I believe in what I'm doing, when I love myself, when I trust myself, when I value myself, regardless of what other people think, my business flies. Everything goes amazingly. When I'm waiting for others to value me, when I'm waiting for others to buy from me before I feel good, nothing flows. None. No sales, no money, no people. Because it's always us. When we value ourselves, when we love ourselves, when we support ourselves, when we believe in ourselves, the universe supports us over and over and over and over again. When we reject ourselves, when we go, no, I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy and I just don't deserve to be happy and I don't deserve anything, we don't get what we want. The way to get what you want is to choose yourself, is to love yourself, is to value yourself and to do the work so you fully value yourself. Like attracts like, so if you're fake and not true to yourself, you attract a fake person as well, or something doesn't match your being. 100%. If you're being fake, the thing is, it's just, the best way to say it, Gemma, is just, the universe is neutral. So if I'm in a space with believing I don't really deserve love, and being like, I'm going to be like this because I don't really deserve love, you will attract someone who will give you hardly any love because that is what you believe is possible for you. It's not because they're cruel, it's because that's what you expect and that's what you're holding space for and that's what you're saying, yep, this is what I'm choosing. I don't believe love, and they're just going to always reflect back. It's completely neutral. It's just saying that's what you're choosing, that's what you believe you can have, here you go. We'll talk about that, Laura. Laura's in one of my other programs. Yeah, definitely that's one of the ways, and yeah, we can talk about that. But yeah, I hope that made sense, guys. It was so lovely to see so many of you on. It's so lovely to come on and have a bit of a chit chat. My goal, my intention is to do some more live soon and to give you some more notice like I did today, so some of you really jump on and make it. But yeah, I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day and a beautiful week, and I hope you're doing really well, no matter if you're locked inside or what's happening with you guys. Sending you all so much love. I really appreciate you watching today and being part of this, and I will talk to you guys really soon. Bye, team.